Hello and welcome back to me building houses in The Sims 3 Accelerated a lot of times. Last time we built a house which was named I don't know what, but it was a very expensive yet small house. This time around I decided to do an actual starter house. This means that the cost of the house must be inferior to 16,500, I believe. And I believe I did that. So I decided to build a small house. You can see that I used some cheats, testing cheats enabled, true, to lower the level of the elevation of the foundation of the house, which makes it so that you can actually build stairs on only 2 stairs to connect to the ground floor, or rather the ground itself. Then I was just messing around with the roofs. I had quite a clear idea of what kind of house I wanted to build. It would be very simple. It would have 3 rooms, in fact. A bathroom, a living room, kitchen and dining room, also, as well as a study if you want, as well as a bedroom, of course. I'll have to actually change a bit the wall layout later on, because the bathroom just doesn't want to work in a 5.5 dimension area. A block area. Here I was deciding about the windows. I was very preoccupied about the cost of windows, especially about that big one, because the cost of the big one is about 300 bucks, and I was like, oh my god. Whereas here I also was actually a bit preoccupied about the windows, because those windows, the big windows that I set that look downwards towards the town, cost also quite a bit, and well, I was a bit in doubt. Now here I was messing around with what textures I should use with the stairs. It should take quite a while, I believe, for me to set it up. So, sorry about that. Ah, no, there it is. It is a weird kind of marble. I'll also change the color of the columns here. I really like how this entrance to the house looked like. It's a shame that you cannot actually make 1 block distance between door and stairs, but it's simply, I don't know if it works. I mean, even if I enable the cheats with move objects on, I have no clue whether it works or not. Now, I decided to go with this house at first with some paneling or sidings. And then I decided also to put some normal walls where the bedroom is at, because that one room just comes out of the rest of the house. So I decided to do something like that. And now I messed up with the paneling. It should take quite a bit of time before I figure out how I wanted to do it, actually. And it was a bit of a mess, because you see these panelings also have the little columns, and I wanted to find the best way to put these columns, and there wasn't lots of ways to put these columns, especially not with the house layout. And it ended up looking kind of like a mountain house for some reason, but it's not that bad. I like it. I went with a vivid orange color because I feel like the warmth of the house is important in such little houses, as in the walls must bring some the right colors to it. Otherwise, you know, if they're too white and all that, white is good with super modern houses. This is not really a super modern house. So I decided to go with a bit of a warmer color, a simple house for a simple warm color. Orange also being my favorite color, so you will see that I'm using it a lot. Here I was messing up with the colors of the windows and doors. The windows will be kept on this silvery wood color, whereas the doors will actually change into a more maroon, maroon would be correct. Very maroonish, bright maroonish color. I don't even know, but it looked quite nice. Now the problem here was mostly how I will do the big room. The big room, the woodings, the wood for the big room actually costs a lot. So I decided to be like very cheap. And what I did is essentially a pattern with the little walls. And then I just decided to create put different directions to the wood. You'll see here. There we go. Now, here I also messed up with the center. I thought that I may be putting a pattern also in the center, but it just didn't work very nicely, so I decided to cancel that. And here it comes. It adds a bit more dimension to the room. Of course, the color isn't the best, but I liked it. Here I was looking at how dark the doors were while I was setting up the walls for the interior, and now I was messing up with the doors. I was messing up with the doors quite a while before I decided. I believe it was like 5 minutes before I decided for the right color. And I believe it was a bit of a warmer. Yeah, you see, it's quite maroonish, I believe, as a color. Maybe tending to red. But then I removed that redness from it, and I believe it's maroon, maybe not maroon, maybe brown, light brown, I don't even know. But I feel like it's okay. Well, it kind of looks maroon, I don't even know. And now the furnishing. I was really puzzled by how I should approach this furnishing. First I wanted to do the bedroom, but then I was like, no, the bedroom is quite expensive. Let's start with the other things. And I started with the kitchen. I wanted to move in that thing, but then it wouldn't work, so I decided to simplify it. At first I wanted to do some sort of island, but then I was like, no, that would be too expensive. Let's make a simple kitchen, because, you know, indecision is what makes houses better. I don't even know if that's true, the truth of it all. I really doubt it. Now here I found the pattern for my interior walls, which is a nice, also warm color. Not too dark, not too bright. Really liked it. First I wanted to put these counters up there, but then I noticed that they were really expensive and I was like, nope, let's not do that. So I decided to go with a simple kitchen instead. Bathroom. But here is where I had trouble with the bathroom, because I noticed that I couldn't put a sink, a shower, as well as a toilet in such a small place. It would be ideal for a half bathroom, but definitely not for a full bathroom. And since this is a small house, I decided to just increase the size by half a block, area-wise, and I went really bright with the bathroom. I'm really happy with how it looked in the end. Here I decided to change a bit the layout, because I wanted that toilet paper to be there. Call me pedantic, I just want toilet paper on the bathroom. I don't know about you, but toilet paper is kind of nice to have. And I go again with these couches. I simply feel like it's the best couch around, and I went with it. I went with also the cheapest TV, because the second cheapest cost $300 more, and I was like, no. So that wasn't really that optimal. You'll see actually the price. I was actually very happy with the pattern of the couches and sofas. I really liked it. And also this carpet. I went with this bamboo-like carpet color, which really made it look nice. A contrast. I love the contrast between orange and green. Or Viridian more than green, actually. So yeah, I really like it. So if you have any problem with that, well, bummer, I guess. You'll just have to deal with it. But keep in mind, if you download the house, you can always recolor it the way you like it. And you can also keep in mind that this is the starter home for one theme. If you have actually a couple, then you will also have 2,000 more bucks to spend on things that normally you couldn't buy with just one theme. So if you have a couple, that's a thing for you. Here I put a desk, a study desk. I wanted to put some paintings, but paintings were too expensive, and I was like, nope. PC was out of question. I went with the cheapest kind of double bed here. I couldn't just, I couldn't just make any changes, because I was really running low on money until a certain point, but you'll notice that later. So I had to go really light with the furnishment inside the bedroom, sadly. But what can you do about it? Here I decided to change a bit the layout, just a tiny little bit. Later on you'll also notice that I will be moving the windows. I will be moving the windows behind the bed, so the side of the house, the side of that one room will be without any windows, but it's better that way, I believe. I think it's better that way. Now here, yeah, I was really low on money. Right now, if you check, I have $8 left to spend on building the house, and I was like, that's not gonna be a lot of gardening. So I decided to just color the ground a bit with this kind of floral beds, if you want. And I kind of enjoyed how it looked in the end. I had enough money for 2 shrubs, believe it or not, 2 shrubs or bushes. And here I went with a 2 pattern. I had a bit of an issue, then I decided to go on the lower floor, and it worked fine. a two-color pattern, which I liked really much. Same here and also on the ending. There's also some clovers, but I didn't like too much how they looked, so I decided to just go with the normal flowers that are available. And here I went with some yellow flowers and pink flowers on the sides, and I really liked it. Spread out a bit the bushes, put some dirt behind it, below it, whatever you want to call it. Change the grass color a bit, just to make it, you know, not perfect utopian. And that's mostly it. Now this should be the point where I decided to move the windows, because I felt like the front of the house was a bit bland. And now I'm checking for any imperfection, and I noticed that that wasn't colored yet. And that is essentially it. Here we have the front of the house with a trash can on the side. Nothing too fancy. The living room with the little carpet and the warm colors. I really like that. The small kitchen with its kind of peculiar tiles, but I like that. Kind of simple. The bathroom with which has its own accents, and the bedroom which is a bit too little furnished, but what can you do about it? Here's the back of the home. You can see the flowers and the shadow of the house, more or less the size, and this is essentially it. So thanks everybody for watching this short video about this house, and I will return later. Probably won't be making any starter home yet, because it's quite hard, you know. It's quite hard to balance it out between furnishment as well as architecture. If I thought it better, I probably shouldn't have gone with the foundation, because only the foundation stairs added about $1,000 to it. And more importantly, while I had only $8 left to spend in the end, when I returned to the edit town mode to save the game, I noticed that the cost of the building diminished by 1,000. I believe this is a bug, that essentially the furnishment loses some sort of value once it's placed. And if you delete it and remove it or replace it, then that value is not going to diminish properly, and therefore the value of the house in general will not be diminished properly. If I would be a clever man, I would just put some Sims to live inside that house and age those furnishment and make it less worth it. And then I guess I could just put it on, but I don't know if that would work. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching, and until next time, be well. Bye!
This was the Lauron Gaming Show. Thanks for watching.